There we go. 8:16 local time. AM. All right, so gotta put these things in my lap so they don't fall off. Okay, so we may as well get started. Give her a little bit of throttle. Take off the parking brake. In my legs there. I'm gonna give it a little bit of the 10% flap. Although, you know, I don't really need to. I don't need any flaps because we're taking off basically into the wind here. We got a headwind, and it's gonna be a little bit of a cross when we get to Dallas. Here's a little stutter for you, just to keep things interesting. I think. Let's see if I hit. Yeah, I gotta hit this one to get my. Wait, 2-2. So I don't think I'm at the right runway. So I think I'm holding short of this one, but I have to go to the next one where that guy's coming. Ooh, that'll get you sick. Oops. Sorry. Here we are. Okay. Let me go back inside and put the parking brake on and go to my map really quick. I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, I'm coming back the other way, so I have to cross this runway. So I'd be Tower 5472 Romeo. Holding short runway 17. Request cross runway 7. So I'm gonna be, and then 5472 Romeo, proceed cross runway 17. We're gonna be going the same runway that this guy's doing touch and goes on. I mean, technically this runway could be in use, but we're not too worried about it. Get a little bit of stutter there. Let's keep it interesting. Get a lot of bit of stutter there. Now I turned off my OneDrive, so that's not the issue. So I don't know what else my machine's doing, but hopefully it gets done doing it here. It looks like it's settled down a little. So is this the runway? Yeah, here's the runway right here. So the traffic's going to be off our left, so I'm going to want to look on my external before I pull out there. Oh, wait, that's the runway right there. Oh, okay, so you know what? I got to go. I'm sorry, going around. I'm just short of it on this side. I'm unfamiliar with the airport. Again, if I had the charts, I'd have looked that up before I took off. And it would have worked out well. And I would have known exactly how to get there, and I would have got there definitely a different way because this is not the most direct route there. But here is the runway that we need to be at. Runway 22. So I'd say Abiline Tower, this is 5472 Romeo with you holding short runway 22. Request clearance for takeoff. Or request clearance for departure to the northeast. And he would say 22, hold position for arriving aircraft. I think probably, right? Because it's going to be, if I go here, I look back over the wing, isn't this guy coming? Yeah, he's on short final. Once he crosses the threshold, we'll pull out. So I'm going to go back inside here. And we'll just wait till we see him go, and then we'll pull in behind him. Everything else should be set. I think our trim is set and everything. Everything looking good. I got, let's see, I should have my taxi lights on. I should have my fuel pump on because I'm going to be taking off. I guess I'll throw my landing lights on as well. Where's this guy? Gotta be coming in here. He just disappeared because I'm holding short. Maybe he did. Okay, maybe he went around because we're holding short. Okay. 5472 Romeo. Clear for takeoff, runway 22. 5472 Romeo, runway 22, clear for takeoff. And then we're going to go out quick, assuming he's going around again. He's going to want to do his touch and go. Let's make it happen, Captain. We won't even come to a stop. We're going to go full throttle. The wind's pulling us a little toward the left to catch it. We're good there. 55 knots, rotate. Just a little bit. And we got positive rate. Now I want to trim it out. Actually, here I'm going to put my autopilot on. Oh, no, wait, I want to trim it out first. Because I want to keep flying runway heading. I want to climb at 75 knots. I'm trimming forward. There we are. Now I can do my autopilot heading. And then I can do vertical speed. And now I gotta look at my map really quick to see how far off I am. Now I gotta turn back the other way. Alright, so I'm gonna turn my heading bug to the left to try and capture this. Here's Abilene, Texas from the air. Go external for you real quick. There you get to see it. Highway going out, and there's the town mostly. Off to our right. Good folks of Abilene. We're across back over the airfield, it looks like. Making our climb out. I'm going to try and keep it at about 75 knots. I'm going to adjust. There's the airport, and there's the runway we just took off right here. Actually, I want to go back the way I came, essentially. So I'm going to turn my... So what's 2-2? Right about here, right? The opposite of 2-2. And there's Abilene proper out that way. And, you know, the highway, you come into the airport right over here. So we're going to be heading off this way. I got to check my map again. Then I got to go right. I'm sorry. East, and then we're going to capture it. Gotta look where that is. I'm going to go basically straight east. Alright, we're losing a little bit of speed, so I'm going to come down to the vertical speed to 500 feet per minute. We're still at full throttle. I'm going to give her a little bit of mixture. I'm going to pull back on the mixture slightly. I got to look at my EGT. Actually, I want to change my EGT. See if I can do this with my hand. There we go. All right, there's my EGT right now. My fuel flow. Let me mix with my... Alright. We're going 80 knots. I can pull it right back there. Oops. All right, I think I'm doing okay. I think I can switch to nav now. So yeah, now my aircraft is gonna follow the GPS. Right? Why is it not following the GPS? Why am I going in a loop? See my map? What the heck is it doing if it's going north? Why would it be heading north? That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna go back to heading. Turn it east. Because that's where we need to be going. Sorry about that, folks. Nice looking day here. Yeah, because if I'm looking at my map, I've gone off quite a bit. And I'm going to re-intercept that line, and I guess I'll try and follow it on my heading. Bug. I guess, oh, because my nav My nav is dialed into the VOR probably. That's why. It's not set for GPS. Let's see. Looks like I got a setting down here. There's a setting for GPS. That's my DME. Huh, I don't see it. So I'm just gonna leave it, I guess. My transponder's on standby. Yeah, I don't know how I would set it to my GPS. I'm looking up if somebody probably knows. But I gotta read up on that a little bit. Let's see. Comm standby. Nav standby. Chan, is it for channel? Mode. I don't know. Not too concerned with it. Alright, we're climbing at 80 knots, slowing down a little bit. Check my map there. We're gonna meet up with that in a little bit. And then it looks like we're gonna go heading like 6, basically. Maybe not. Maybe 7.5. So yeah, looking out here, and you know, it's mostly sea. Central Texas below us there, a lot of trees, a lot of wind turbines. Looks like they're slowly moving. You can see if you focus in on one of them, you can see the blades going around just slightly. Other than that, you'll kind of look up over the cowl. You can see, you know, the going off in the distance. It's almost 8:30 a.m. So we got a lot of time, and we're checking my compass up here. It's really kind of hard to see, but we're just north of east on it, which lines up with where we're heading on here. Climbing at about 500 feet per minute, which is giving me about 80 knots. I'm supposed to climb at about 75, so I'm a little faster, and as I get through higher altitude, it's going to get a little slower, which is fine. So it'll slow us. Even if we go down to 70, we're okay. We're just now at 6,200, almost 300 feet. So we're like at 7,000 feet, we're halfway to our altitude. We could request, you know, sort of request to different altitude. And I'm still full throttle. Yeah, we're just starting to hover now at about 75 knots, and we're halfway to that altitude. So we may level off closer to 10,000. Quite a bit down lower, and we're in close to Dallas. Dallas here. We did a step down. We were at 10,000 feet. You know, initially we filed at 14,000 feet. We ended up settling for 10,000, and treated it like a VFR. So we were cloud level, and as we got closer to clouds, we requested step down to 7,000 feet, and then at top of descent we descended down to 5,000, and then one more time down to 3,000. Looking out of this nice lake here as we're on our approach, 3,500, and then we finally came down to what should be where we enter the pattern at 2,200, and now we're going to turn mostly east, I think, to follow our path here. Not quite east, maybe a little bit left of it. Let's see. So we want to go for like right there. Right here you can start to see the Dallas and Fort Worth suburbs. So Fort Worth is, well, let's see if I point out. I think we're talking Fort Worth is like right in here. If I'm looking at the map correctly, it's right. It should be right off here. The airfield's going to be right about where my fingertip is there. So I think that's the plan. We're going to make a right turn in a little bit to get us on track. On 110 knots over the northwest suburbs of Dallas, Fort Worth. Here's, I forget which highway this is, but this is the highway that comes in from the northwest of Dallas. Been on that in Truck Simulator a couple times. You start to see the city there, and then you go past Fort Worth on into Dallas if you're going into Dallas. But I'm just coming back from Abilene, from buying a garage, and they're gonna head back out to get my truck. I'll fly back out for that again too. I might do that one in 2D, not in 3D, just to compare. Here now I'm gonna go east. Hold on a second, I'm trying to find my control. We'll zoom in a little. Yeah, now we want to turn heading 16 basically. Because that's a runway we're going to end up landing on. Let's see, we're making our turn. We should be lining up on, oh, there it is, yeah. So now I could take this off of autopilot. I got my autopilot off. I'm at the outer marker already, and I've actually overflown it somewhat. I gotta pull way back. Ooh, not to quite there. But see that long runway? I'm sorry, I used my pointer. That is runway 17. We're going runway 16, which is over on the right. And I need to slow way down because I need to put my flaps on. I'm gonna go reach down here. I came in a little. I wasn't prepared for that. I get my taxi lights on, get my landing lights on. I'm gonna put my fuel pump on in case I gotta do a go around. And I'm lining up on what's it called. I'm actually gonna cut my throttle because I have to slow down so much to put my flaps up. But you can see there's that. So that skyline in the distance. That's not Dallas. That's Fort Worth. All right, I've got some flap there. I'm gonna go flaps 2. I'm still descending at a pretty good rate, so I'm gonna go flaps full now. And I need to trim out. I need to give it a little bit of power. I should be making an 85 knot approach, but I think I'm established fairly well there. Now I could actually, if I want to step down a little, I could just give it a little less. I think I'm trimmed well. Give it a little less throttle. Yeah, that is in the distance. That's Fort Worth. So Dallas is going to be out that way, but this is Fort Worth right here. I'm a little steep, but I should be able to see on the Poppy pretty soon. I usually come in on 16 for Fort Worth because, which again, that's 17 over there. We taxi around out that way. But 16 is a shorter runway, and that would be what other aircraft are using. Now we got aircraft flying outbound. This guy, it looks like this guy's doing touch and goes, but I don't know if we have others. It looks like they're facing the other direction, so we may see traffic come in for final straight at us. Just try to ignore that if you don't mind. Alright, we should be doing 65 knots now. So I'm going to pull up the trim out for 65 knots. We're sinking a little, so I'm going to give her a little bit more throttle. Push the nose down a little bit. Coming in over these trees here. Cutting back the throttle a little bit, sinking just slightly on final. And of course, Great time for me to get stutter, right? On short final. Well, this is when we won 7. I'm sorry, 1-6 is the other one. I got it mixed up. Okay, now I'm pulling the throttle back all the way. Ooh, I did a bounce. I didn't pull the throttle back, but the yoke back. I did several bounces. That's an ugly bounce landing. I'm gonna put my flaps up, and I'm gonna exit left when able. Right here. And that's what I would call let's see, ground. This is 5472 Romeo with you. West taxi to parking. And they would tell me what taxiways I'm using, even though there's somebody on the final there, but I could turn my map off now. I don't have to look down and see that. There's a building off here, but I don't think this is where we would go. Well, maybe this would be general aviation. You never know. That's where we're going today. I could reach down here now and turn my landing light off, and my taxi, and my fuel pump actually. Yeah, here comes the guy on final the other direction, so there's basically no wind. They had me come in one way, they had this guy come in the other way. You can see him right here on his final. Much better landing than me. Man, I bounced 3 times. So what I did is I pulled the throttle back, and I didn't pull the... Oh, so I can't go here. I have to go back to that other building. I gotta turn around. I pulled the throttle back, and I didn't pull the yoke back in time. And so my nose came up just a little. I kind of slammed it down, bounced up, bounced, landed on the third bounce. Not good, in it? So we're gonna park this on over here because this is we're gonna call this rental parking. Because I'm gonna need to bring this thing back to Abilene. I'm gonna pull it right on up here, and then we'll shut her down. You can see in close, it's not all that impressive, but turn it this way and park it. Ooh, that's a little bouncy. Put the parking brake on. Now I'm going to kill the engine with the mixture. There we go. At this point I can put it back on full again. I need to turn off all my lights. Strobe, nav, beacon. Let's see from here. I turn my avionics off, so is there an off button here? I don't think so. That's off already. It's the volume, or no, it's this thing, right? There we go. Turn that off, turn that off. This goes off. There's an off switch here, I think. There we go. And down here. There we are. And now I can turn off my avionics master. Nope. Turn this all the way to off. Power all the way off. And then step outside. And that's kind of like where we are. All right, so cool. Thanks. Hope you liked it. And yeah, maybe I'll do, this was VR flight to Dallas. Maybe I'll do a 2D flight out to back out to Abilene.